TV star. From Philadelphia to Hollywood Boulevard. This ain't no music video. Take my hand, we'll go.
Okay, we're back, and if you're just tuning in, we're right in the middle of bringing you all the highlights from this past summer's Philadelphia International Gay and Lesbian Film Festival. This next band are nothing less than trailblazers. They hold a unique title of being the very first openly gay rock and roll punk band to break national. From their humble beginnings, hitting the pavement club by club, all the way to warming up for Green Day on their 2005 world tour, they most definitely have taken their spot in history. Here's my fabulous sit-down with Pansy Division. So just for the record, what exactly are you doing in Philadelphia this weekend?
The film is screening at Philly Fest.
What film is that, Chris?
That would be our documentary called Pansy Division, Life in a Gay Rock Band. So it is screening tonight at Art Bank at 7:15, and then we're playing the Trocadero for an after party.
Fabulous, fabulous. Did you, or, do you still go through the whole, shunned by the gay community because you're not a disco dance band, and shunned by the rock and roll community because you're gay? I mean, do you...
I don't know if we're shunned by the rock and roll community. I just think it's we're marginalized there. But I think we by certain aspects of the gay community, yes, we are shunned by them. And it just depends. We don't usually hear that much about it. We just know, okay, well, we're not going to do this. We're not, okay.
There's just not much interest in even checking that stuff out. It's not even that it's like, that they don't want to investigate it. They just don't want to even think about it because it just doesn't appeal. I mean, we're talking about a broad, sweeping generalization of the entire gay community. But if our experience has shown anything, it's kind of the way it is. Yeah. It's like, I'm not even going to think about it.
But we're in Philadelphia because there were some people here involved with the film festival who get what we do and saw our movie as being an important thing, something that they could use as a kind of springboard to, bring the band in, make it a happening, make it a big deal. Whereas other gay film festivals rejected our movie. Right. So it's like, who gets it? Who is in tune with the perspective that we come from?
Is it fair to say that, touring with Green Day was, kind of a signpost in your career?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, it was really where, and it's sort of, I hate this term, but I'm going to use it, rubber meets the road. It was where the idea of Pansy Division really sort of confronted the masses, as many people as possible who would never have heard about us before.
I talked to the drummer beforehand about getting their, about playing with them, because somebody at our label had said, oh yeah, that's Trey from Green Day, he likes your stuff. And we were like, really? And so it's like, well, give me his number. So we just tried to follow up, and they called us up, and after we'd called them and said, would you be interested in having us? And they're like, Trey's like, do you have a van? And we're like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. He didn't sound very interested, and then 6 weeks later he called me back and said, hey, we're going on tour in a month. Do you want to open for us? And we're just like, yes!
They weren't even popular then. I mean, Longview had just started they just released it. And we were like, okay, now it's starting to get played on the radio. And we were like, oh, this is going to be interesting. If we'd known that it was going to end at Madison Square Garden, I think we probably would have been a little more daunted.
But by the time we started that tour, they already had become big. And then as the year went on, it just increased exponentially. We played with them for about a month. They went to Europe, came back, and then they were playing arenas, and we went on that.
Okay, all right, so let's finally get to the documentary, because Michael's like, get to me, get to me, get to me. All right, so how did you find Michael? How did Michael find you? Blah, blah, blah.
He was my financial aid officer when I was applying at Columbia College Hollywood. We both finished, and we didn't really feel that we had made the most with the equipment we had there, but we still knew students who were attending, and so he was planning on making just a 5-minute Pansy Division thing just because we could. And then I said, well, let's take it to the next level, and we shot some interviews thinking that maybe it would be a 30-minute movie, and by the end of it we cut it to 3 hours, and we're like, we need to cut this down. Chris was the editor, which was really, really helpful, because he knew where all the footage was from, because a lot of it was unlabeled, and he knew really how it needed to be put together. I always just say, oh, I just directed it, like that was easy. I think the really daunting task of the movie was editing it. It only took us a month to shoot it, and 2 or 3 months to pre-produce it. And it took us 7 or 8 months to cut it together and finally get it right.
Michael would be like, "It's not crucial to your story." I'm like, "It is to my story." Oh, it is kind of not, you know. So you know,
It's easy to become it's easy to make a vanity piece when you are watching yourself and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, especially when we were like, "Okay, we're aiming for under 90 minutes," and he kept saying, "Under 90 minutes, Chris." I'm like, "Okay."
It's like watching 10 or 11 years of your life in 20 minutes. It was like, boom, synapse, 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 synapse. And I was like, oh my God, am I old? Oh my God, will I ever have that much fun ever again in my life, ever? And then I kind of watched half of it again. And I was like, I'm so lucky. I'm so incredibly fortunate that I got to experience that stuff. Why question it?
Are you guys single? That was my last question. You single?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Nope, I've been in a relationship for 9 years.
John.
I really don't want to talk about it.
It's really a sore spot.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, Chris Freeman, John Giannoli, Louise, and Michael Carmona. Thank you so much. Pansy Division, thanks. Say hi, Billy.
Hi, Philly.
Hi, Philly.
So much fun. Okay, after another short break, my sit down with Jane Lynch. Yeah.